This QuickStudy video is designed to be watched away from the computer. So for now, just sit back and watch the video. Later at the computer, you may use the included keystroke sheet to help you remember what keys to push. Windows 98 is an operating system used by computers to run programs easily and keep track of information. This video will show you basic and intermediate steps in using the Windows 98 program. We'll show you how the Windows 98 desktop is laid out, how to use the Start menus, how to use and adjust Windows, how to use the Quick Launch feature to connect directly to the Internet and other programs, how to use My Computer, how to find, use, and transfer your files in Windows Explorer, how to use the Recycle bin, and how to use the channel bar. We'll also show you how to find several useful tools that are included. Windows 98 is designed to give you access to the files in your computer, while at the same time making it very easy to browse the Internet through the World Wide Web, a huge network which connects computer users all over the world. Connecting to the web is what Windows 98 is all about. It is organized so that once your computer is connected to the Internet, you can jump to the web just by clicking once from anywhere in the program. This is done through another program which is included with Windows 98 called Internet Explorer. While this video won't be going into depth on this subject, we will be referring to how Windows 98 uses the Internet Explorer to tie directly into the World Wide Web. Now, in order for Windows 98 to work the way we show in this video, your computer needs a modem, and you do need to have a connection to the Internet through an Internet service provider. This is a service that you subscribe to in order to use the Internet. Since there are many ways to get such a connection, we do not cover how to set one up in this video. We do recommend, though, that you check your local area for Internet service. The Yellow Pages are often a good source. That way, you can sign up with a service that will fit your needs at a good price. Once you've signed up with a provider, you'll need to follow the directions they give you before you try to use any of the Internet features in Windows 98. That way, the features we show you in this video will work correctly for you. Also, if you're an experienced computer user, you may find that several of the steps we show in this Windows 98 video are ones you already know. If so, just skip over the first section where we explain some basics such as using the Start menu and the taskbar. We do encourage you to watch the rest of the video, though, in order to see how Windows 98 really works. Getting started in Windows 98. The Windows 98 desktop. After you turn on the power to your computer, you'll see it flash through several startup screens. Then after a short time, it will settle down to this screen. This is called the Windows 98 desktop. It may look like this, or it may have other colors or pictures in the background. If you see this bar, though, and several icons over here, you'll know that Windows 98 has started. The bar and icons are the tools that will let you use Windows 98. Welcome to Windows 98. If you've just installed Windows 98 or you're starting a brand new computer, then you may see this box, Welcome to Windows 98, when you turn on the power. If this box does show up, you can follow the directions and use the mouse to read the information it shows. Then click on this button and the box will disappear. Also, by the way, if you're new to computers and need some pointers on using the mouse, just watch our beginning Windows 95 video. These little pictures are called icons. They represent the programs, files, documents, and so forth that are stored on your computer. To open one up, all you have to do is click on it once. We'll show you more about icons in just a little while. This box is the Windows 98 channel bar. It's a listing of several different links or channels that are specifically designed for how Windows 98 uses the Internet. We'll show you more about it later in this video. Down here is the Windows 98 taskbar. This is used to keep track of any programs you may have open and running on your computer. As you can see, it displays the time over here, and there are several buttons here. We'll explain those later too. The main feature on the taskbar, however, is the Start button right here. This is a button you'll be using often in Windows 98. We'll show you what you can do with it in just a moment. All the tools we've shown you here are used to control Windows on the desktop. You may be wondering where the name Windows comes from. We've just opened one up on the screen. As you can see, a window is a rectangular box on the desktop that contains a program, file, or set of files that is on the computer. For instance, we can use a window to play a game, type in a letter, or keep track of where our different documents are stored in the computer. In Windows 98, all the work you do on your computer is done through windows like these. Windows can be stretched, moved, or even enlarged to fill the entire Windows 98 desktop. And you can have more than one open on the screen at the same time. We'll show you more about using them in just a little while. Using the Start menus. A very fast way of finding your programs and files is to use the Start menus. You get to them by first clicking on the Start button like this. The main Start menu appears, giving you several options: Programs, Favorites, Documents, Settings, Find, Help, Run, and so on. Each of these options represents a quick way of getting to the programs and features you use most in Windows 98. Let's take a closer look at what some of them can do. Starting programs. To start a program from the Start menu, just place the mouse pointer on the word Programs here. Using submenus. Notice after you've opened the Start menu that as you move the mouse pointer from one item to another on the menu, each item the pointer touches becomes highlighted. You don't even have to click on the item. Just touching it with the pointer highlights it. Now also notice that every time you highlight a particular feature, which has one of these arrows beside it, a new menu automatically opens to the right of the existing menu. This new menu contains a list of things that pertain only to the highlighted item on the previous menu. For example, notice as we move the mouse pointer downward, highlighting a new word from this menu, that the menu on the right changes completely, opening a different list which refers to the newly highlighted word. The options available in the Programs menu are either individual programs, such as Quick and Basic and Microsoft Word, or folders, like Online Services and Microsoft Works. You can think of folders as groups of programs. When you highlight a folder that has an arrow beside it, such as Microsoft Works, another more specific menu will open. But if you see a program or folder without an arrow next to it, like Microsoft Word here, that is usually the actual program itself. So, to find a certain program, you can just follow the arrows, highlighting the appropriate categories, to go from menu to menu, until you come to the program that you want. Once you've found it, you simply click once on its icon to start it. Its window then opens on the screen so you can work with it. Opening documents and files. From the Start menu, you can also open documents and files. First, here's a very direct way to open documents that you've recently worked on. With the Start menu open, just move the mouse pointer until the word Documents is highlighted. This menu automatically opens up, showing the names of the last 15 documents you've worked on. All you do to open a document from this point is to click once on its title. The program you created it in, such as Word or Excel, opens automatically, bringing its text to the screen. Now, if the document you want isn't one of those 15, you can just move down the Start menu, this time to highlight Find. Then over here, click on Files or Folders. Let's say you're looking for a file called Resume. In this new box, we'll type its name and click on Find Now. This makes the computer search the hard disk for the file called Resume. Once the file is found, it's displayed in this list down here. This works even if you don't know the entire name. You can just type a part of the name, for example, WIN, then click on Find Now, and the search begins. It may find your exact title, or it may show you a list of every document name containing that particular combination of letters. As you can see here, there are several document names containing the letters WIN. You may have noticed also that up here in the title bar, it says Find Files named WIN, which is a reminder of the name you typed in. If you don't see the name you want, just click on the down arrow in this tiny scroll bar until the title you're looking for appears. Finally, to open the file you want, just click on its name. Getting help. Another option you can use on the Start menu is the Help feature. After you've clicked on Start and the Start menu is open, you'll see a small picture of a book with a question mark on it. Move the mouse pointer until Help is highlighted. Then just click on it. After you do, this box opens called Windows Help. Let's say you need help changing the date on your computer. To find how to do that, first click on the Search tab. Then in this box, type in the word you want to find. We'll type Date. Then we'll click on the List Topics button. When we do, several related topics appear down here. This is the choice we want. You may not be this lucky every time, however. Sometimes you may need to type in several different words before you get the topic you want. Once you've found the one you're looking for, click on it and click on Display down here. When you do, the steps for what you want to do are displayed on this side. You can follow them to get help on the subject you want. So, to review using the Start menu, click on the Start button to bring up the menu. Place the mouse pointer on an item to highlight it. To start a program in the Start menu, move the mouse pointer to Programs, and in the sub-menus, highlight the icons you want, moving through the menus until you find the icon for the program you want to open. Then click once on it to open its window. To open a document in the Start menu, move to Documents, and in the sub-menu, click on the document you want to open. To find a certain document or file in the Start menu, highlight the Find item, and in the sub-menu, click on Files or Folders. Type in the name for the document or file you want to find, and click on Find Now. Scroll through this list to see the file. Once you've found it, click on it to open it. To get help in the Start menu, click on the Help item. In the box that comes up, click on the Search tab. Type in the word of the subject you want help on, and click on List Topics. Click on a help topic in this box. Once you've made your selection, click on Display, then follow the help instructions Windows 98 gives you. Using Quick Launch to start programs. Quick Launch is another way to start programs you use most often in Windows 98. It involves clicking on these icons down here on the taskbar. By clicking once on the one you want, you can use them to start Outlook Express or Internet Explorer and others. Once you've clicked on the icon for the program you want, it immediately opens on the screen. You can also add other icons to the Quick Launch area. To put in an icon for a program you want, first, choose Programs from your Start menu. Then find the icon such as Excel here. Click and hold the right mouse button and drag the icon down to the Quick Launch part of the taskbar. Then release it. A menu will show on your screen. Click on Create Shortcuts here. This automatically creates a shortcut to the program. Once you've put an icon for a program on the taskbar like this, all you need to do to open the program is to click on it. If you'd like to delete one of the icons, Just click on the right mouse button, and in the new menu that comes up, click on Delete. Then, in this box, click Yes. The icon is removed from the taskbar, and to use the program for it again, you now need to find it in the Start menu. Or, if you'd like to hide all of the Quick Launch icons at once, just right-click on an empty part of the taskbar and choose Toolbars from the shortcut menu. Then, click on the Quick Launch item. The icons will no longer be visible. To turn them back on, just repeat these same steps. Your button bar may reappear in a different spot on the taskbar once you've done this. Using Windows. As we told you before, a window is simply a rectangular box on the screen that contains a program, file, or set of files on the computer. In this section, we'll show you the different steps to adjust and close windows, and even how to have several of them open at the same time. Again, if you're familiar with Windows 95, then you probably already know a lot of the steps we'll be showing you in this section. However, there are features in Windows 98 that are not available in Windows 95. We recommend that you watch this section to become familiar with these new features. Adjusting a window on the desktop. Once a window is open on the desktop, there are several things that you can do with it. One of the most obvious is that it can be moved around the screen. Let's look at this window close up. Notice this bar up here. This is called the title bar. It displays the name of the program or file that is showing inside the window. We'll show you what these buttons do over here in just a moment. To move a window around the screen, you need to click and drag on its title bar. What this means is that you place your mouse pointer somewhere on the Windows title bar, click and hold the left mouse button, and drag the mouse in the direction you want the window moved. This lets you place the window where you want it. When it's in the right spot, you can let go of the mouse button and the window will be in its new position. Windows can also be resized so that they don't take up as much space on the screen. Let's move the mouse pointer to the bottom right-hand corner of the window. Notice how the pointer changes to a double arrow. This means that we can click and drag on this part of the window to change it to the size we want. Again, we just click and hold the mouse, then drag it in the direction we want it to go. An outline of it follows our movement. We can make it large or small, wide or narrow. When it's the size we want, we just let go, and the window adjusts to the size we've chosen. Now, changing the size of a window often limits what can be seen inside the window. That's what these scroll bars are for along the side and bottom of the window. To use them, you either click on the up and down arrows here, or these side arrows here to scroll through the contents of the window. Or you can click and drag on this box to quickly search for what you want to see. So to review adjusting windows, click and drag on a Windows title bar to move it around the desktop. Click and drag on the bottom right corner of a window to resize it. And to move through the contents of a window, click on the scroll bars on the right side and bottom of the window. Using the Close, Maximize, Restore, and Minimize buttons. We're now going to show you several more features all windows have that not only change how windows look, but also let you use them more efficiently. We'll show you how they work using the two windows we have open here. First, this button, which looks like an X, is the Close button. Just click on it once to close a window on screen. The window is now closed. If we wanted to open it back up, we'd have to go find it in the Start menu again. In this other window, here at the left of its Close button, is a button which looks like a tiny window with a dark line across the top. This is called the Maximize button. Let's click on it to make the window fill the entire screen. Now you'll notice that the buttons are all still in the top right-hand corner, except that the button we just clicked on has changed to one that has a picture of one window in front of another window. This is now called the Restore button, and if you click on it, your screen will be restored to the way it was before you clicked the last time. The final button here is this one with a black bar or dash across the bottom. It's called the Minimize button. It's used in connection with the taskbar down here at the bottom of the screen. Clicking on the Minimize button removes the window from your screen. This action has not closed the window or program, though. It has simply placed it on the taskbar for easy access later. The program it represents is still running, but it's now been reduced to this button icon here at the bottom of the screen. So to review, to close a window, click on the Close button. To make a window fill the entire screen, click on its Maximize button. To make a window return to its original size, click on its Restore button. To reduce a window to the taskbar, click on its Minimize button. Using windows on the taskbar. Now we have several windows open at the same time. On the Windows 98 taskbar, any window that has been opened or any program that is running is represented by its own button, like this. Remember, this is the case whether you actually see a window on the screen or it has been minimized. Each button will have the title of the item so you can find it later. Notice how one of these buttons is highlighted. This is the button for the window that is currently active on the screen. If we click on another window, making it active, then the highlight changes on the taskbar also. This also works in reverse. If you click down here on one of the buttons, then the window it represents will immediately become active, bringing it to the front. This happens even if the window has been minimized. When its button is clicked on, it pops back into place on the desktop at the front of any other windows that are open. This is a handy and efficient way of switching between programs. You can go back and forth very quickly. It's just like changing TV channels with a remote control. You may be wondering what happens if you run out of room and there are too many open windows and too many running programs to fit into this small area. If this is the case, the command buttons will become smaller and smaller in order to fit into the taskbar. Remember, to get windows off the desktop, all you have to do is click on their Close buttons. This completely clears them off both the screen and the taskbar. So to review, to make a window active on the screen, no matter how many windows there are open, just click on its button on the taskbar. Using Quick Launch to quickly see the desktop. This button in the Quick Launch area is called the Show Desktop button. When you click on it, all the windows you have open are immediately minimized to the taskbar, letting you see the desktop behind them. This is much faster than minimizing them one window at a time, as we've already shown you how to do. If you want to bring all the windows back to the desktop, click on the Show Desktop button again. The windows are returned to the screen the way they were before. Using My Computer. We're now going to show you a specific window called My Computer. To open it, all we have to do is click on this icon up here in the top left corner. This opens the My Computer window, which displays icons for all the disk drives on your computer. These may include your floppy disk drive, your hard disk drive, your CD-ROM drive, and any other drives your computer may have. This window is a key to seeing where everything is located on your computer. These folders are displayed as well, but they won't be covered in this video. Now, the Windows 98 version of My Computer offers several features you probably haven't seen before. The most obvious of these is this button bar across the top. Several of these buttons allow you to move or even delete the different files you see in this window. Because there are simpler ways to do these tasks, we won't be showing you how to use most of these buttons in this video. Notice also that there are two different places where we can see this window's name, up here in the title bar and again here in the address bar. Let's click on the little arrow over here at the end of the address bar. This new list shows how the computer is set up in Windows 98, much like we see in the window behind it. The list includes all the disk drives and the main folders and programs that are stored in them. We'll show you a little more about what you can do with this list in a moment. First, though, let's see what our hard disk looks like through the My Computer window. This is the icon for it, our C drive here. Notice that when we place the mouse pointer over the icon, it's automatically highlighted. When we click on it, the window changes to reveal all the different folders that are contained on our C hard disk. Let's look at the title bar again. Notice how the name has changed from My Computer to the listing for the C drive. It's changed down here in the address bar too. What this means is that this is not the window for My Computer anymore. When we clicked on the icon for our C drive, the window changed in order to show the contents of the C drive to us. In other words, this window is now showing us a different location or part of the computer. If we want to see one of these specific parts of the C drive, all we have to do is click on it. This changes the window to show us the contents of the folder we just clicked on. Again, notice how both the title bar and the address bar have changed to show the new location of this window. So to review, to open the My Computer window, click on its icon here on the desktop. And to select one of the drives listed in My Computer, just click on it. Getting to your files through My Computer. The My Computer section of Windows 98 is like a fixed point of reference. It's a starting point for finding the drives, programs, and files that you want to use. Moving back and forth between My Computer and the various drives, files, and programs it shows is quite simple. As you can see, we've already used My Computer to look at what's on the C drive, and we've clicked on one of the folders in that drive to see what it contains. Now we want to quickly start searching other parts of the computer. Windows 98 gives us a couple of ways to do that. First, these two buttons will let us travel quickly back and forth through items we've already looked through. All we have to do is click on either back or forward, depending on the direction we want to go, through the different items we've already clicked on. To get all the way back to My Computer, we may need to click on the back button several times. If we want to get back to My Computer in one quick step, all we have to do is click on the arrow next to the address bar, here, and click on the icon for My Computer in the list. This immediately changes the address of the window back to My Computer where we started out. Now that we've gotten back to My Computer, we can look through other parts of the computer again, just by clicking on the drive we want to look through. For instance, let's use My Computer to find a certain file. Let's say we want to start working on a document we typed into the computer previously. To find this document starting out in My Computer, we first click on the icon for our C hard drive. That's the one where our documents are stored. The window for the C drive opens, showing the names of all the items on that drive. Remember, this step works the same way for all the other drives shown in My Computer as well. The My Documents folder, which is the one we want, is located on this hard drive. We can see its name and icon right here. Also notice we get a little description that comes up here on the left when we highlight it. This is something that normally happens when a file or folder is highlighted. If you don't see the description, then just click and drag to stretch out the window until you do. When we click on it, that in turn changes the window to show the contents of My Documents. The My Documents folder. Depending on how you have Windows 98 set up on your computer, you may have access to a special file folder called My Documents, usually located on your C drive. As its name suggests, this file is meant to store the different documents you've typed while working in Windows 98. And often, if you're working in programs such as Microsoft Word, your documents will automatically be saved there unless you tell your computer to save them in another folder. If you can't find a document you've typed, try looking for it in the My Documents folder. There's probably a good chance it's in there. In the My Documents folder, we've located the file we want to work on, our letter to Mom. We'll click on it. After doing so, the Microsoft Word program begins bringing the Letter to Mom file to the screen. Word is what we originally typed the document in with. We can now work on that file. When we're done and we've saved our changes, we can click on the Close button for the Microsoft Word window. The program closes, and since it was the last thing we were looking at before we started Word, we're returned to the window that shows what's in the My Documents folder. To review getting to your files, click on either the back or forward buttons to search through items you've already clicked on in a window. To get a window back to My Computer, click on the arrow next to the address bar, and in the list that comes up, click on the icon for it. To find a certain file in My Computer, click on the drive your file is listed under, then click on the folders and subfolders until you see the one you want. To start the file, just click on it. Using the address bar to get to the Internet. As we've already shown you, the address bar in a window is meant to show the location or address of a certain file in Windows 98. You can also use this feature to view websites located on the Internet. To do this, just click once to select this text and type in the address for the website you want to see. We'll type in grandcanyon.com. Then press the Enter key. Once you've done this, Internet Explorer is automatically turned on and the Windows view is immediately shifted from the original Windows 98 address to the address of the website you just typed in our case, grandcanyon.com. As long as you're connected to the Internet through your Internet service provider, you'll be looking through your website in no time. This is a good example of how interchangeable Windows 98 is with the Internet. Using Windows Explorer. How Windows Explorer is set up. Windows Explorer shows where every folder and file is on your computer all in one window. This makes it easier to find and organize your files. To open Windows Explorer, you need to click on the Start button and move to Programs. Then in this menu, look for the Windows Explorer icon. Usually it will be at the bottom, and click on it to open it on the desktop. Now that the Windows Explorer is open, you can see that on the left is a list of all the folders that are on our C drive. Up here is the icon for the C drive. Notice this little minus sign next to it. This means that the C drive has been opened and we can see all the folders that are stored on it. When we click on the minus sign, this closes the C drive, so we can't see its folders anymore. Also, notice that this has changed to a plus sign. This means we can open the drive back up if we want to. This step works the same way for all the items you see here, with a plus or minus sign. Notice that these icons are shown under My Computer. All the disk drives are listed, each with a plus sign, showing that they are ready to be opened to see the folders inside. Let's click on the plus sign for the C drive again. Now when we click on one of these folders, the window on the right side of our screen shows us all the files the folder contains. Some of these other folders here have a plus sign next to them, like this one. This lets us know that there are other subfolders stored in this folder. Again, to find out what they are, we just click on the plus sign to display them underneath the main folder, like this. Sometimes even these subfolders contain their own folders, as you can see by the plus sign here. We'll click on this one to see what files are in it. Notice how this title bar now has the name of the last subfolder that we opened, and the address here has tracked our path from our main folder through each subfolder. Remember, to close any of these, even if it's a whole set of subfolders, just click on the minus sign. Starting programs and opening files. Getting to your programs, files, or documents is easy in Windows Explorer. For instance, we want to find a Microsoft Word document that we created a while ago called Resume. So we'll click here on the C drive. Now we can see all the folders contained on the C drive. Since the document was stored in the My Documents folder, we'll click on it here. All the documents in the folder are displayed. Here's Resume. To open it, all we need to do is click on it. Microsoft Word starts and our document comes to the screen. Moving files to different drives or folders. Sometimes you may not want to keep a file where you originally created it. It's possible to move it very quickly and easily using Windows Explorer. We want to move this file from the Windows folder here to the My Documents folder over here. We just click on the file on this side and hold the mouse button down while dragging the document across to this folder. When the folder is highlighted, we release the mouse button and the folder disappears from its original spot. We'll now look in the My Documents folder by clicking on it to see if our file has been moved. Here it is, in the place we just told the computer to move it to. To transfer a file to another drive, we follow the same procedure as before. This time, we want to put it on our A drive, which is the floppy disk drive on our computer. So we need to make sure that we've inserted a floppy disk before we follow this procedure. Now we click and drag it, just like we did before, and release it once the drive is highlighted. You'll notice that the original file is still here, and only a copy was moved to the other drive. That's how Windows 98 works when transferring information to a floppy disk. Once we've made sure that our file is on the other drive, we can delete the original if we don't want to keep two copies. We'll show you how to do this next. Deleting files. We're going to delete the extra copy of the document we just put on our floppy drive. First, we'll click on the drive icon to see the contents of the drive. Here's the script document. The simplest way to delete a file is to select it by placing the mouse pointer over it to highlight it, and then press the Delete key on the keyboard. This box will appear asking if you really want to delete your document. Click No if you don't want to. But if you do want it deleted, click Yes, and the document is then sent to the Windows 98 recycle bin, which we'll show you in our next section. So to review, to start Windows Explorer after clicking on the Start button, move to Programs, and in the menu that comes up, click on the icon. To see what folders are contained in a disk drive, click on the drive's plus sign. To see what files are in a folder, click on the folder you want to see. To start a program, click on its icon in the Windows Explorer list. To close a folder or disk drive, click on its minus sign. To move a file to a different drive or folder, click and drag on its icon and move it to its new location over here. To delete a file through Windows Explorer, place the mouse pointer over its icon and press the Delete key. Click Yes to delete the file and send it to the recycle bin. Using the recycle bin. One of the icons on screen when Windows 98 opens is the recycle bin. It looks like a wastebasket. The recycle bin is a place where deleted documents or programs are stored until you empty the bin. It's a convenient backup storage area so that you don't accidentally lose files. It gives you a second chance to recover something you may have deleted in error. Items are put into the recycle bin in two ways. You can either delete something, like we showed you in the last section, or else you can drag it into the bin. To drag an item into the recycle bin, just click on it and drag it over to the bin. When the bin is highlighted, let go of the mouse button. Windows asks if you're sure you want to do this. Click Yes. The item is then removed from its original location and placed in the recycle bin. To see what's actually in the recycle bin, click on its icon. You'll then see this window. If you don't see any icons here, the recycle bin is empty. If there are icons for files, though, and you no longer need them, they can be permanently deleted. To delete a single item from the bin, place the mouse pointer on it to highlight it, then press the Delete key. Then in the box that comes up, click on Yes. The item is deleted from the bin and is completely removed from the computer. If you want to empty the entire recycle bin, click on File, up here beneath the title bar, then click on Empty Recycle Bin. In the box that comes up, click Yes. Be careful when you do this though, because once you empty the bin, you can only get those files back again using disk retrieval tools, which can be both difficult and complicated. Remember, to close the recycle bin, click on its Close button. So to review, to send something to the recycle bin, click and drag on it. When you've reached the icon, release the mouse button. Click Yes. To see what's inside the recycle bin, click on it. To delete one item at a time, place the mouse pointer over its icon and press the Delete key. Click Yes. To empty all the contents of the recycle bin, click on the File menu and click on Empty Recycle Bin. Then click Yes. The Windows 98 channel bar. As we mentioned at the beginning of this video, the channel bar is a list of different links to the Internet that are specifically designed to provide current information right to your desktop. With it, you can choose to view breaking news reports, weather information, business statistics, and even entertainment news just by clicking on the button for the category you want. In order to use this feature, you need to have Windows 98 set up in a certain way. Otherwise, you won't even see the channel bar on your screen. The first step is to make your desktop active. Setting the active desktop. If you don't see the channel bar on your desktop, you'll need to change to the active desktop setting. Remember, this gives your desktop a direct connection to the Internet. To do this, first choose Settings from the Start menu, then click on Control Panel. Click on Display, and in the box that comes up, click on the Web tab. Over on the left, you'll see a box beside View My Active Desktop as a web page. Click on the box and a check mark will appear. Also make sure this other box is checked so you'll actually see the channel bar on the desktop. Making sure Windows 98 acts like the web. While we're in this box, there's another important setting you should know about. Let's click down here on the Folder Options button. If this message appears, just click Yes. In this new box, we have three options, but the one we want is the top one. Make sure this setting, Your computer looks and acts like the web, is selected. Remember, we told you that Windows 98 treats everything as if it were a function of the World Wide Web? This is another example of that. When you select something on the web, it only takes a single mouse click. By choosing this setting, Windows 98 makes everything you click on responsive to a single mouse click, just like the web. If one of the other settings is chosen, you may have trouble getting Windows 98 to respond to your mouse clicks in the way we've shown you on this video. Click OK when you're finished. In this dialog box, once you've changed the settings you want, click OK. Then click on the Close button for this window. Now, when we return to the desktop, we see the active desktop is turned on because we can now see the channel bar. Using the channel bar. As you can see on the channel bar, Windows 98 comes with many types of channels. News channels, sports channels, and even fun channels such as Disney and Warner Brothers. The buttons for each of these channels work just like any other buttons or icons in Windows 98. All you have to do is click on them. Doing this starts the Internet. Notice this new menu over here. This is just like the channel bar. You can click on one of these to go to another channel if you want to, or you can ignore it. If you don't do anything with this menu, it will quickly slide off the screen. Once the connection is made to the Internet, the channel we clicked on appears on screen. Now, when you're viewing a channel, what you see may not look exactly like this. Content on the internet is always changing. The way you use it is the same every time, though, because this is a web page. You can read what's on the screen, clicking on different things as you go. Remember that whenever you see the mouse pointer change to the pointing finger symbol, you can click there to get different options and go from screen to screen. And when you want to get out of a channel, just click on its Close button here in the top right corner. The channel closes and you're back at your desktop. Let's look at another channel on our desktop. We'll click on the Warner Brothers channel. Now, since this is the first time we've clicked on this channel, all we get is a preview for it. You're required to subscribe to a channel in order to get information from it. If this is the case, then just look for an icon like this. Once you click on it, the subscription process starts, and all you have to do is follow the directions Windows 98 gives you. Before you know it, the channel will be up and running on your screen. Remember, to get out of it, just click on its Close button. Let's look at this Quick Launch button. It's called the View Channels button. When we click on it, we're taken to a home page, which contains an expanded listing for the different channels that are available to Windows 98. Again, what you see may not look like this, but the internet page you see will have options that are similar to this one. All you have to do is follow the directions, and you'll have a wide range of items you can add to your active desktop. You'll be able to monitor current business information, add new channels to your channel bar, and even download screensavers that use live data from the web page to fill your screen while your computer isn't doing anything. All you have to do is click on the particular item you want and follow the directions Windows 98 gives you. For instance, we'll click here to add a channel to our channel bar. This set of options comes up. Here's the logo for the item we want, the Paramount Spotlight channel. We'll click on it. A preview for it comes up. We'll click on this icon to add it to our channel bar. Then we just follow the directions to subscribe to it. Now that we've done this, let's go back to the desktop. You may be wondering how new channels are going to fit into your channel bar. We'll highlight the bottom of the bar. Notice this little arrow button. When we click on it, we can scroll through all the channel content we've added to the bar. We just added the Paramount channel. Now we can see its logo here at the bottom. We can also click on this up arrow button at the top of the channel bar to scroll back up through the channels. To delete a channel from the channel bar, place the mouse pointer on it and click once on the right mouse button. In the small menu that comes up, click on Delete. Then, when you see this box, click Yes. The channel button is deleted from the bar and sent to the recycle bin. So to review, to change to the active desktop, in the Start menu, move to Settings and click on Control Panel. Then click on the Display icon. In the new box, click on the Web tab and make sure both these options are selected. Click OK, then click on the Close button for the Control Panel window. To use the channel bar, click on the button for the channel you want to see. To use a web page, subscribe to a new channel, or add content to your active desktop once it's open on the screen, follow the directions you're given on the screen. To see the home page for your channels, click on the View Channels Quick Launch button. Click on the up or down scroll buttons to see all the channels in the channel bar. To delete a channel, right-click on its button and click on Delete. Then, when this box comes up, click on Yes to send the channel to the recycle bin. Windows 98 accessories. Windows 98 has lots of accessories, which are handy and convenient features that make using your computer easier and more fun, with everything from games to multimedia to maintenance tools. Here's how to find the accessories. With the Start menu open, highlight Programs. Then, on the submenu, highlight Accessories to bring up another submenu, which is the list we want. Notice how some of these icons take you to other submenus, while the icons down here are for actual programs. All of this gives you a wide range of different features you can choose from in this section. For instance, the WordPad program is a word processor that lets you type documents, letters, and memos. Paint is a program that lets you create simple graphics that spice up your documents and files. And you even have a calculator available when you need to do some quick computations. Let's take a look in these folders here. The Communications folder gives you several ways of getting to computer services through your phone, including getting into bulletin boards with Hyperterminal and Phone Dialer, so you can make calls with your computer. The Entertainment folder lists ways of playing back multimedia, including audio and video files you get from software or download from the Internet. And you can even play music CDs with your Windows 98 CD player. The Games folder lets you have fun with several card games like Free Cell, Hearts, and Solitaire. There's also a brain-teasing game called Minesweeper. Under System Tools, you have a host of valuable items, all designed to help you use and maintain your computer. For instance, Drive Space lets you see how much space you've used on your disk drives so you don't overload the computer. And ScanDisk lets you make sure your disk drives are working properly. ScanDisk can even fix disk errors for you. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of items here that we haven't mentioned. We encourage you to explore this menu and submenus so you can see which accessories are going to be the most useful to you. To review getting to the Accessories menu, after you've clicked on the Start button, move to Programs. Then move to Accessories. When you see this submenu, either click on one of the programs down here to start it, or look through the folders up here until you find the program you want and then click on it. Restarting and shutting down the computer. To shut down Windows 98, click on Start to open this menu. Highlight Shut Down, then click on it once and you'll see this window with the message, "What do you want the computer to do?" Let's take a look at these two options. If you don't want to completely shut down the computer, but instead just want Windows 98 restarted, then leave it set on this option. If you do want to shut down the computer, just click here. If you change your mind and want to go back to the program, click the Cancel button. Otherwise, if you choose to go ahead with the option you've selected, just click OK. When you see this screen telling you that it's safe to turn off your computer, then you can switch off the computer's power. To review restarting and shutting down, click on Shut Down in the Start menu. In the new box that comes up, click here to restart the computer or click here to shut it down. Click Cancel if you change your mind, otherwise click OK. The computer shuts down and you can turn off your power.
The video you just watched contains basic and intermediate features. QuickStudy videos are also available at the beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels for Microsoft Word, Excel, Windows 3.1, Windows 95, DOS, Lotus, and WordPerfect. We also offer tapes on Microsoft Works, Quicken, PowerPoint, and a number of other programs. The flyer that came in the box with your tapes tells you how to order, and ordering information is also included on the back page of your keystroke sheet. In 2 hours or less per video, you can learn dozens of powerful time-saving skills. Sometimes a single feature can save you hundreds of hours of labor. We ship all orders the same day we receive them. You'll get your tapes in 7 to 10 working days. See your flyer for ordering information or call 1-800-828-8700.